Good morning, everyone. I think we can start the lecture. We'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes more. Let some people to join. There are still students joining. So you all can wait for 2 to 3 minutes more. The first thing is, while I'm explaining, just concentrate on what I'm saying. I'll be repeating the stuff. I will be going very slow. Fine. Is the page visible to you? Just wait. Yes, I think it is visible, right? Fine. So one thing I'm making clear, while I'm explaining, please concentrate on the concept, what I'm trying to explain you. Okay, I'll be going very slow for y'all. So it is also first experience of a video lecture. Fine. It is not the same as we are in classroom. So I'll be very going slow. Second important thing, whatever doubts you are arising in between the explanation, keep it with yourself. After having some discussion about the theory part, I will give a 5 minutes window for you to give your doubt sections. Okay, so in between, don't chat or don't write I have a doubt. Your concentration gets lost. Fine. So after some discussion, we will have a doubt window where you can discuss every doubt. Each and every doubt will be attended. Okay, if it is a small doubt, write it in the chat section. If it is a doubt, I will make you unmute and you can ask your doubt. Even it is a silly doubt, you can ask, not an issue. Fine, we are here, everyone are here to learn something. So it is an okay thing if you are having even a silly doubt. Fine. So right now, when I'll start the session, please concentrate on what we are discussing, what we are learning. Okay, we'll have a doubt section. In that, you can discuss the doubt. Freely, we can discuss the doubt. Till then, just concentrate on what we are learning today. So today we'll move on to a chapter which is cell. Can everyone see the page? Can everyone see the handwriting? So cell. And one more thing, if the page is not clear or due to some network issue, if you cannot see anything, don't worry, I will send all the snapshots of the notes, so you can jot it down at that time also. Fine. So don't worry, ma'am, this is not visible, I cannot see the page, I cannot see the handwriting. Correct? There might be some network issues also. So I'll also send you the copies of the pages, so you can, at that time, you can take down the notes also. Fine. Yes. So we'll start with the chapter cell. Cell, the fundamental unit of life. We call it cell as the fundamental unit of life. Fine. Now, why we call it as the fundamental unit? So as you know, the word fundamental means important. It is basic, it is very important part of our life, because all functions inside the body, they are carried out by cell. So it is a very important part in our life. Second thing, when we define cell, how you will define cell? We are in exams, we have questions, we have definition to define cell. So cell is defined as a structural and functional unit of life. So I repeat the definition. Cell is defined as a structural and functional unit of life. Now, if we see the definition, don't always try to learn the definition. Try to understand what they are trying to say. Fine? So what are they trying to tell you? Cell is defined as structural. Structural means it is having a specific structure. Fine? And functional. Functional means it is performing some function. So it is structural and functional. Now these two words are the keyword of your definition. Keyword means while writing a definition, these two words should be present in your definition compulsorily. If you miss this word, you will not be given proper marks. Fine? So it is a structural and functional unit of life. Basic, you can also write it as a basic unit. Basic means important. Okay, the most important part. Fine. So this was all about definition. Now we move on to the discovery. We talked what is cell, what it defines as. Now we will see discovery. Means who discovered, when it was first seen. So the cell was first seen by the scientist Robert Hooke in the year 1665. Okay, so he was the first person to observe the cell in the year 1665. The cell which he observed was cork cell. Okay, it is a plant cell. The cell which he observed was a cork cell. Now here you have to remember the name and the year in which it was discovered. Okay, in some multiple choice questions they may ask you that is about discovery, so you have to remember that. So this was all about discovery. Now we will discuss on the basis of number of cells what organisms are there. So on the basis of number of cells, you have first unicellular organism. Now uni means one, cellular means cell. So unicellular organism means the organisms which are made up of only one cell. They are one cell structure. Example, amoeba. So amoeba is an organism which is a single cell. It do not have more than one cell. So its single cell only performs all the function. No other cells are present. So obviously only that single cell will be performing all the functions, all important functions which are required for them to survive. Fine. So number of cells in that, if one cell is there, it is unicellular. Okay, there are many more organisms such like that, but the simplest example you can remember is amoeba. Second, multicellular. So multi means more, Cellular means cell. So if more than one cell organism is there, you call them as multicellular. Example, plants and animals. Those are considered as multicellular organism. So I'll again brush up with the starting part. If someone has joined right now, they can revise the thing. So we have started with cell, the chapter, the fundamental unit of life. We have seen the definition. We talked about what is fundamental. Fundamental is important part of life. In definition, we have seen cell is defined as the structural and functional unit of life. So basically, it is performing a function and it is having a proper structure. That is why we call it as structural and functional. It is basic. Basic means important. Okay, it forms our basic part of the life. Second, we talk about the discovery. So the cell was discovered by the scientist Robert Hooke in the year 1665. Correct? And the cell which he observed was cork cell. Next, we have seen on the basis of number of cells, we have organisms which are unicellular, organisms which are multicellular. Unicellular organisms are single-celled organism like amoeba, only one cell, and multicellular are more than one cells are multicellular organism. Example, plants and animals. Next, we move on to the shapes of cell. So there are various shapes of cell, like we have spherical shaped cells, we have biconcave shaped cells like of RBCs. Biconcave is of RBC. RBC are red blood cells. Okay. We have spindle shaped cells. Spindle is little spiral like this. Spindle shaped cells. Okay. We have oval shaped cells. We have polygonal cells. So there are various shapes. Cuboidal cells, cuboidal shape, columnar. Columnar are column-like. They are like columns arranged in rows. Columns. Okay. So we have multiple shapes of cell in different organism. It is not like we have all types of shapes of cell in a single organism only. No. Okay. So we have various multiple shapes of cell. Don't worry about the pages. I will give you a snapshot of it. Whatever is visible, you write it down. If it is not visible, you can rectify it later. Okay. That is why I'm repeating the stuff twice. Fine. So shapes, we have multiple shapes of cells. Next, we move on to size. So if we talk about size, different sizes of cell. So in sizes, we'll talk about two things, that is smallest and largest. So smallest cell, the dimensions or the measurements is of 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer. That is the smallest cell, which you can see for bacteria. Okay, majorly all small microorganisms are smallest cell ranging from 0.1 to 0.5 micrometer. Fine. There are various examples, but a simple example to remember is bacteria. Now, the largest cell. The largest cell is, the dimension is 170 millimeter into 130 millimeter, which is of ostrich egg. Now, ostrich egg is a single cell. Okay, a single cell which is the largest cell of 170 to 130 mm. So again, here two things to remember. You have to remember the dimensions, the smallest cell, the example, the largest, and the example. Okay. Yes, one more. Longest cell is the nerve cell, 1 meter. Nerve cell is your neurons, which is present in your brain and spinal cord. Okay, that is your nerve cell. So that was all about sizes of different cells. Fine. Now we'll move on to types of cell. So on the basis of origin, origin means how it is originated. We have two types. First is prokaryotic cell, and second is eukaryotic cell. So first we'll move on to prokaryotic. Prokaryotic, P-R-O-K-A-R-Y-O-T-I-C, prokaryotic cell. Now again, just split the word. Pro means primitive. Okay, before, very early, very past. Karyotic means cell. Fine. So prokaryotic cell are the primitive cell. Primitive means they are very old. Okay, they were the type of cells which were first originated on this planet Earth. So they were very primitive, they were very young, they are very naive. Okay, so that those are primitive cells. Now as they are very primitive, as they are very old, they are just evolved, they do not have a proper nucleus. Nucleus is not definite. No definite nucleus. Okay, so proper nucleus content or the nucleus structure is not present, but yes, nuclear material is dispersed. Okay, it is dispersed. If it is not inside the nucleus, it is dispersed in the cytoplasm in the form of chromosomes. Chromosomes are your DNA or the genetic material in the cytoplasm. Next important feature of prokaryotic cell, membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound means which are present around the membrane. Membrane bound organelles are absent. So the membrane bound organelles are absent. So again I will revise what is prokaryotic cell. So prokaryotic cell, the name says pro means it is a primitive cell